So let me show you the end game. So now that we've completed the campaign, it's 3 acts. I am dual wielding a gun and a spell offhand. Because I have a spell offhand, I can also cast spells. So I'm going for a hybrid build. I'm not going for a single either attack or spell. I'm going for both. So I dump my willpower with this ability, which shotguns, by the way, which gets me rage, and then I can fire my massive damage rockets, which also shotgun, by the way. I have a turret. It's nice, it's auto targets, it's something, it can clear trash alone. I have an AoE heal, which also does damage, and it heals me like pretty much full every tick whenever I'm in it. I can keep this up permanently with the current like CDR and stuff that I have. I have 5 stamina points, so I can roll 5 times, which is nice. I have a teleport skill, which I've spec'd to have no cooldown on it, so I can go like this. And currently I have a rage potion and a health potion, but I'm experimenting, like swapping out, like putting double rage, double willpower potion, or this is probably my best setup right now. My tree is pretty scuffed. I wouldn't recommend this. I'll probably respec. So this is the end game. Once the campaign is done, you get back to the main town and you're like the emperor now, and you get to rebuild everything as you please. So you have the palace.
You have returned.
And there's these buildings that you need to build that give you like productivity, and they can like give you stats, like for example unlocking your 5th skill slot. I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff that you can get. Seeker expeditions, like you renovate certain stuff, and then the way you do it is that you like give the instruction like, okay, what do you want to do next? Let's say you are working on the roadworks. Wait, we already did the roadworks, right? So now we have 20 productivity left. Next we can make an aqueduct. Productivity will be permanently increased. I need 100 productivity for this. I only have 20. So I start this project, and now the project is started. The way you progress projects is you do either bounties or rifts. I'm using these terms because people are familiar with them. Mandates are basically bounties. You like open a portal, go into an area, kill like a bunch of monsters, talk to a guy, done. You've progressed the thing with like 1, right? Or you go do rifts, expeditions that you can scale up. You can start from veteran level. You can unlock like higher and higher tiers. You can roll modifiers on it, like a map mod, which will give you higher rewards. And yeah, I've just done my first adept rift. I guess next would be veteran. So let's accept that.
No shortage of jobs like this.
Clean up my inventory first. I don't know about these chests. We'll check them out later. Just go. Wait, Chaos Orb. We have 11 Chaos Orbs. Oh. Alright, so now this is a rift. We can go. Grab the planning committee task. Wait, well, too late. We're going into this one now. So this is actual gameplay of a rift. Some snipers. So the resource system is pretty unique in this game. There's a lot of stuff that this game copied from Diablo and Path of Exile, but the resource system is really interesting, I think. So you have willpower and rage. Every class has this. There's no class in the... It's a classless game. You only pick like your starting weapons and equipment. Pretty much 10 minutes into it, you can be whatever. So you spend willpower to generate rage, and then you spend rage to generate willpower. So I dump all my willpower here, so I can cast my big rockets, which do insane damage. Like my rockets do like 10k plus, 16k, while my little spell only does 5k, but there's a lot of them and they tick pretty fast. There's also something called the Apocalypse form, which you can select here. It's like an ultimate meter, it charges. Whenever you reach 30%, you can pop it, and then you transform into a demon or an angel or whatever you pick. And you don't take any damage in this form. You have some special abilities that do some crazy shit sometimes. Let's put the laser. Okay, the laser actually does good damage, but... Alright, let's get out of here. Turret down. Nice. Loot. Stop sniping. I'm the sniper. Nice. The skills that you find, you can vendor them for the points that you can use to level the skills up. So, for example, I just found this skill, right? It's Mark of Impurity. I can either right-click it and learn it right now, and then I'll know it forever, and it will be in my list of skills that I can use. I do need to level it up if I want it to be strong, of course. Or I can vendor it for 100 purple juice, which is this resource. I don't actually know what the name of it is. Something points. And you can use that to level up your abilities. So your abilities are here. Your abilities level up as you use them, or as they are in your bar. You don't actually have to use them. It's enough if they're in your bar. And this is a combination of like the Diablo 3 rune system and their own take on it. So you don't just select one rune. As the skills level up, you gain these points, which you can spend on selecting more and more runes to juice up the abilities. So for example, on my Havoc Orb, which is like my main damage ability, not this one, just getting some rage, this one, the Rocket, this would just be an AoE projectile, but I use this rune to transfer it into a rocket. Then I use this to increase the crit chance, this to increase damage, this to increase crit chance, this to increase damage, and this to increase AoE. I could also make it so that there is another one, a third projectile, but that would reduce the damage, so I'm going for a big single target on that one. This works for every other ability, so there's of course some like, you know, boring ones like reduces cooldown, increases 10% damage, but some of them are really interesting. For example, this turret, if I didn't have any runes on it, it would just be a shitty turret that shoots straight and doesn't auto-target. That's it. This is the base ability. However, we can juice it up. It stays alive for longer, 2 seconds. I can reduce the cooldown, I can increase the damage. I can make it so that it explodes when it runs out, which is pretty good against bosses. I can make it so that it gets another cannon, so it's like this. I can make it into like a shotgun, and this is what I use. It's big AoE. Yeah, Diablo runes, except you can select multiple ones because the skill levels up and you gain these points. And I only spent 2 points to get the AoE one, so now I have more points to spend. You can make it so that it converts your physical to lightning damage, so you can make like conversion builds. You can make it have an aura that increases movement speed for all allies in the area. So on, right? And this goes for every ability in the game. There's a bunch of these runes. And this is how you like customize your build on top of, you know, the skill tree and the gear and all that. Cursed chest. So this is like the cursed chest in Diablo. You click it and there's enemies, you kill them and you get loot. Wow. Sometimes you don't have to innovate. Some things just work. Hey, I just got hooked in. I like the telegraph system. This kind of reminds me of Wildstar. Very clearly telegraphed attacks. If you don't dodge, you just get 2-shotted or 3-shotted or 1-shotted later on. Hold E. Oh, why? Okay, I'm holding it. Wait, E. Oh, I can be the turret too.
I need more power.
What the fuck? Okay. I mean, my attacks are much stronger than that. I prefer my turret to shoot, but that's cool. I didn't know that. You can actually be the turret. What the fuck? Today we learned. If you have any more questions about like basic mechanics or whatever, I can try to answer. But I'm completely new to the game. I never played the beta or alpha or any early versions. I pretty much started yesterday, finished the campaign today, started doing endgame. We're gonna do group play later. My friends are finishing the campaign as we speak. I'm pretty sure they're fighting the final boss right now. And then they'll do their first like bounty and rift like I did earlier. And then maybe we'll group up and do some group content. We're going for the boss now. When you tab, you can't see where you have to go, but your minimap actually shows the arrow, see on the top right? Then we have to go that way. I can show my passives, but they're not good here. It's not a good build, don't worry about it. I just put things that kind of made sense at the time. I have some useless points, I should probably respec if I wanna min-max, but for now it works. 200,000 HP. Elemental shield, material shield, occult shield. Okay, this guy is tough. Alright, we're going in. Oh, yoinks me in. Okay, I don't have a lot of rage.
It's not possible.
I can't seem to roll out of this. Alright, you know what? Fuck you. I have decided we're gonna do this instead. Boom. There we go. Nice. And now, when the rift ends, you can either choose to leave, or you can go to the next level and unlock another tier. So this is kind of the Greater Rift next tier unlocking system. You can also trade here. So you get a trade shrine where you can like sell the stuff that you found. So you don't have to like go back to town to vendor. Because if you go back to town, you abandon the mission. So we just vendor everything here. Material damage is physical, toxic, and rend. My Havoc Orb, which is my biggest DPS ability, does material damage. It does physical because my bow is physical. Rend is bleed. Yeah, Rend is pretty much bleeding, and toxic is pretty much poison, right? But it's under this material sub category. These are subcategories. Is there any crafting? Yes. In fact, I just found a Greater Chaos Orb. It's called a Greater Entropy Orb. There's like at least 4 of these orbs I have found so far. Should we go to the next level? We're going to the next level, of course. Delve deeper. Already surrounded by bats. Just getting spawn killed, actually. Do we accept the unknown modifier? Do we vol our map? Of course we do. Champion enemies have rending circle boss modifier. More quantity for that one. Okay. Let's go. More quantity and more productivity. Hell yeah. Easy. Oh! Double legendary. Yes. Oh my god, what is that? Boots. Oh my god, it's the 2 item slots that I already have legendaries in. That's fine. Omni Tempest. I'm not gonna look for it. It's on the tree. I don't think it's good. Especially not with my build. Friendly stream, man. People get really upset about the fact that this game copied a lot of stuff from other games. But that's what happens. That's how games get iterated, and that's how new shit gets done. If something works in the genre, other devs will copy it and will take advantage of it and put their own spin on it. And I think a lot of people are just getting too triggered about their Twitch shit, going like, hey, this is like Diablo 3, hey, this is a Diablo ripoff, this is like PoE but worse, this boss is like Diablo boss, this mob is like the mob in Path of Exile. Like, yeah, we get it, yes, it's a similar game, of course, it's fine. Uh-oh. It's Piety.